All right, man. Let's get into Burna Boy on his fourth single. Is this his fourth single technically? For the album, no sign of weakness. But yeah, man, Burna Boy's definitely been, or if you want to count the For Campe record, maybe his fifth. But anyway, man, Burna Boy, obviously ODG, one of the greatest to ever do it. Obviously teasing for his next album, and there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, it seems to be like an effort towards like having a substantial hit in this Burna Boy fashion. I think For Campe obviously saw that with some good momentum. He jumped on the Lahore remix, which I don't think is part of the No Sign of Weakness album overall run up, but I'm looking forward to this one. It's been teased. I've seen a snippet. It's of a reggae atmosphere. So let's see what this fourth single for the album is sounding like, man. Let's go. Sweet love. Beautiful trumpet already to kick us in. The bounce is already effortless in the reggae atmosphere, man. Let's go.
I can shield your heart from danger.
Okay.
And every night you and I still go there. Sweet, sweet love. I don't wanna make no mistake. Been on my mind. I seen it in the skies and
all right, man. Burna is going in to one of the foundations of his style, foundation of his artistry. Reggae has been one of the strong influences on him from way back then. It's been a moment since probably Smoke or Burn series where he stepped into like clean cut reggae atmosphere like this. You typically see freestyles or elements of this happening, but not necessarily as a full-fledged record like this one. It's reminding me of Smile from Wizkid, made in Lagos, when he made a single out of a reggae moment like this. But Burna is obviously having his own different approach on this one, man. So far, it's sounding very clean cut. Yeah.
hold me in your arms tonight and don't leave me, 'cause I won't let go.
This is sweet. This is sweet. This is actually sweet. Like, this is sweet. Like, this is one of those wholesome atmospheres that you just want in your roster as an artist, that you just know cuts through across all generations. And I love that the visual that is depicting that this is a song for every generation. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful.
I want to give you love.
Oh man, the background vocals are sounding like a sample in the back. You know what I mean? I just love the textures on the vocals, man. They sound clean.
So I play my part to make sure that we survive.
Hey.
I don't wanna act like I don't know.
He's performing in this video, man. He's just performing. Like, listen to this little dance in between these portions here, and just his level of performance and emotion that's put into the song right now, man. I love it.
Feel like fire, burning desire, sweet, sweet love.
Live instrumentals, man. You can never go wrong with live instrumentation, man. That was smooth. That was a smooth record, man. That was a nice, wholesome Burna we don't typically see. I don't know, what was the last wholesome Burna we saw? I can't. Maybe Alone, perhaps. Maybe Alone would probably be one of those moments where it's like it's wholesome in nature. No, Alone is actually a very dark song. But anyway, overall, this is a song that just made you smile throughout the entire time, throughout the entire spin of it. You really, really like put all that. You know what I mean? When it comes to atmospheres like this, you typically, or at least with Burna in some instances, you want to see him. You typically will see him approach some form of like social commentary or like social justice type of message that is at the core of that. But in this case, we didn't get that. We got something very smooth. We got something very open-ended to a very positive energy. You know what I mean? It wasn't necessarily about anything like difficult or rough. It was just, I was trying to make common person That was wholesome Burna. Facts. Thank you for that. Yeah, that was probably be the last wholesome Burna. Even questions when he was playing around with kids. In that video, questions with Don Jazzy. I think that was somewhat wholesome as well. But anyway, man, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this for what it is. It's something different from the typical pop singles that you see on the rollout to an album. Obviously, this is obviously giving us some edge to what to expect on the album. Now, I had a conversation about the song on my Twitter space, ACCW, and some people raised some not necessarily concerns perhaps on what the album feels like. Typically, you know what a Burna album soundscape or direction is from based on the rollout of singles. So far, we've had a very, very two ends of the spectrum type of rollout with his approach from Higher. Higher was wholesome. Hello, why did I forget Higher? Higher was a wholesome thing. Okay, so actually Higher and this wholesome atmospheres that's kind of uplifting, very positive messaging in what it is, just kind of bringing more light. You know what I mean? And then we have the crass and braggadocious bundle by bundle club centered banger, and then in the middle of that you have a dance crowd anthem in Update. So yeah, I guess we're getting a mixed bag in some sense leading to this album, but I'm not upset. I really want to hear the full album, okay, in order to come to that conclusion of what it is. But so far there's two ends of the spectrum when it comes to the singles. In the 4 singles that we've gotten, 2 of them very, very wholesome and mellow atmospheres. The other 2 polar opposites in a commercial headspace. But anyway, man, I'm interested to see what the album is going to sound like altogether. I still have my fears overall when it comes to him being when you have a legacy like, or a discography like his, I mean, the bar is through the roof, you know what I mean? And the law of diminishing return starts to kick in at some point. You already know it will kick in at some point. We don't know if it is at this point. And that's my fear. And obviously we've seen some messages or some signs that I might be reading too much into as someone that observes Burna Boy and his antics outside of the studio. There've been instances of him saying things like, oh, his love for music is going to be really tested with the next project because the money he's seeing right now, it's enough for him to retire type thing and just be on the road. I see his retirement plan being just going on tour constantly because he's constantly going to be in demand. People want to see him because of how good of a performer he is. I think there's some level of comfort you gain from just being an A+, like A-list performer that you can just be on the road for until the end. You know what I mean? You can just be on the road. You don't need to put out any new music. There's no like strong incentive to put out new music. But I would hope to see that he's still passionate about music and creating music. That's my hope. And I want to see those signs in the album. So far, I've not necessarily gotten anything revolutionary from him that screamed that this is different. Obviously, we kind of saw some edge with the last album with I Told Them, with his hip hop like lean and direction there. But this one, I don't think there's a clear, distinct like, oh, this is going to be something different from Burna type of messaging I've gotten so far. So I'm looking forward to it regardless, man. Looking forward to it. See what he's going to give us, man. That was Sweet Love by Burna Boy, ODG, man.